The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? This is Bruce Leroy, and you're listening to Mike and Tony, the only podcast where we shoot the shit and keep it real.
Well, hello, Baron Von Pierce. It's episode 224. I'm not even going to lie. We just recorded for 30 minutes and then lost the recording, and I still don't know why. So hopefully we're not recording in vain. Just sending this out into the ether for no one to hear at all, especially for our listeners who haven't had an episode in 2 weeks, Pierce.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
How have you been? How was your week?
Recap. Week was great. Last week was great. Did Reggae Rise Up, like we said before.
Yep. We did a full recap on it.
Yeah. No, Reggae Rise Up was amazing, like I said.
So real quick, day one, Thursday, had Sting, Shaggy, Iration, got to see Lettuce, our boy Benny Bloom, who's been on the show, our homie, fellow soccer fan. Friday was Slightly Stupid, Collie Buds, Modest Yahoo, The Elevators, who we saw here. And Saturday, Revolution, Soja, Tribal Seeds, which is a big favorite of mine. I would have loved to see them. And then Sunday, you were telling me about the weather. It was Dirty Heads, the movement, Rome, Atmosphere.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was a great week as far as weather goes until Sunday, and Sunday obviously that's when the most people are like, oh, it's Dirty Heads, like they're the headliner, right? They're the closeout band, and when it got to Sunday, you were like, ooh, it might rain, it might be pretty bad, and like I was looking, and of course, I get stupid on the weather when it says like 40% chance, right?
Okay.
But it's a 40% chance of that area is going to have rain. So there's going to be like an 80%. There's an 80% chance that rain is happening. Of that 80%, 40% of the chance of that area is going to have rain somewhere.
Oh, what?
That's what it is. Yeah. And so
what?
I didn't get all that stuff, and I was like, oh, like no, it's going to rain here. Like I was saying before, like the Floridians, they know. They're like, no, it's going to rain. It's going to be quick. It'll be a lot, but it'll be gone, and we'll be fine. Like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, it sucked because it rained later on in the afternoon. And when I say later on, we're talking like 5-ish, 5:30, and it rained for like a good 30, 45 minutes. That means everything is delayed, right?
Yeah, because you can't perform it out in the
Can't
storm.
perform. If there's lightning, you can't perform. Within 5 mile radius, you can't perform if there's lightning. Just for the safety of the bands.
Oh, that's a legal thing.
Yeah, just for the safety of the bands, and and in sports they do that too. It's like if it's lightning with the Rapids,
with electricity.
Football,
even that. Yeah,
they'll stop. They'll
so
stop
you have to when there's electricity involved.
Yeah, and so at first we were just hanging out in our booth, and it started sprinkling a little bit, and then it started downpouring, and they're like, everyone needs to leave, everyone needs to evacuate. They were like, everyone needs to leave the premises. We're like, we're in our tent, we're fine. It's they're like, no, you need to leave. And luckily we had a
Your
van.
Tents might actually get hazard.
And luckily we had a van there, and it was in the artist parking lot, like where all the tour buses sit and everything like that because of Dave.
Yeah, before you were mentioning, you got to even use the bathroom for all the performances.
Yeah. We didn't have to use the porta potties.
Oof, those porta potties. I'm glad you avoided those.
Yeah.
My friend.
So we had artist bands.
I'd be wearing a mask right now.
So we got to go backstage and do all those things and everything. And they have food backstage for everybody, like for the artists and like the production team and everything like that.
Is it
right?
Good?
It was decent food, and and we had people that were like bringing us food, You guys need anything? You guys need anything at the booth? The Foral booth? Yeah. And it's like, oh, no, we're okay. But somebody would like bring you something like, we brought you these cupcakes and that are sold at the festival and stuff like that. So, but it was good, but it caused everything to delay, like I said. And so, Hyrie, who is this amazing female artist, she just recently had a baby, and this would have been her first show back postpartum. Right. And because of the delay, it cut her whole set out because it was during the time of her.
She just didn't perform.
She just didn't get to perform.
I hope she got paid.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, she's from Hawaii. That's a long trip Florida, Hawaii.
Oh, and then to not perform.
Right?
Damn, son.
Yeah. So Florida, Hawaii, it's a long ass trip, dude. So, but yeah, hers was cut completely. And like I was telling you before, like Rome.
I'm sure it's hopefully she has a good contract.
Oh yeah, he would think
that would,
her manager work something out or anything like that. So
yeah, if I was playing there, I'd be just tough out. Tough luck, buddy.
Tough luck. You're backstage here with all these other people.
Yeah.
Like okay.
Contract? Did we do one of those?
But no. So it's like hers got cut out, and then Rome has a new band, and instead of doing a full on set, he just did like a little acoustic deal. And so, which was cool. Like, he did like a 20 minute set. It was cut short, but then he was fortunate enough to be able to go onto another stage. It's called the Sugar Shack stage, where it's a little bit more intimate, and like he was able to get like, and there's more people like sitting down and like in hammocks, and they're all just chilling and stuff. And so he did another set over there, acoustics as well.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, everybody got cut, and then at the end it sucks because Dirty Heads was supposed to go on at 8:30. They didn't go on until like 9ish.
So they were half an hour behind, even with all the cuts.
Yeah, and so half an hour, and then when they got on, they played their set, but unfortunately, because it's in a major city area, it's in a park. It's called Vinoy Park over there.
I saw that.
It's has noise ordinances.
Sure. So
they had to stop at 10, a hard stop at 10, but they stopped at like 9:50ish. And so, because I imagine, right, they probably had a full on set playlist ready to go, this and that, and then the drop of a dime they had to like think quick on what they had to cut out and everything like that. And so you probably just play your major hits, right? You're not going to play anything new because your set's short.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. And so I'm sure they played, all the hits. And then when it came to an encore, right, they've probably already played their encore.
Yeah.
Their encore songs.
Playing all the smashes.
Yeah, playing all the smashes, right? And so when the time went on, usually when a band does like the encore, everything goes black, right? Because then when everything goes black, they're the roadies, right, are out there switching things out, for the band members, new guitars, right. Waters, so on and blah, 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 all that stuff. And the lights are completely on. Just
show's over, folks.
Show's over. There's no encore. If it's not blacked out, most likely there's no encore.
Dang.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's a bummer. But you know what? At least 75% of the days were beautiful. Everything was according to plan. It's just too bad because it's not like a show that you're repeating the acts every day.
Yeah.
You got different acts every day. So then that last day, it's just not the same experience. And obviously, last day, you got Dirty Heads. You got like really big. Rome was there. All that.
Yeah, and then Rome did come on stage with them and do a song
fun.
with
That's
them.
fun.
Yeah, so
yeah. No, all those guys have the respect of everybody because they work so damn hard and they're going to do their best.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? When the weather's like that, they're obviously trying to be flexible and everything.
Yeah. But no, it was fun. It was cool to see because we were so fucking busy on Thursday. It's so funny whenever we do the festivals like we have it at Reggae Rise Up. And when Reggae Rise Up opened up, our line was ridiculous. Right? I think I told you that. The Foral line was all the way out of the merch tent, went on. And everybody that was around us, all the other vendors were sitting there popping their heads in and out of our tent who the fuck are you guys?
Yeah.
What are you selling in here?
Yeah.
All this stuff. And same thing happened in this one. We opened up at 4, 2.5 hour line.
Yeah.
The line didn't stop until 6:30.
That's
because
amazing.
because as Dave Foral, as I said before, for the other podcast listeners here, he's the basis of the Dirty Heads, right? And he's also a music producer. He has Left Coast Sounds, and he does a lot of other songs with different other reggae, artists. And then on top of that, he's an artist. It's a Renaissance man. The guy's very fucking talented.
Yeah, extremely.
So his merch is limited always. He doesn't have stuff just sitting in the store to buy on the regular basis. When he makes something, it makes a limited edition things.
So that's what you want with art.
Yeah. He makes a limited edition of things. And so that creates a want, right, from the fans. They need that limited edition. They want the stuff that people don't have. And so, our line again was crazy. And same thing happened here. Vendors are like looking at us like, what the fuck are they selling in there?
Yeah.
Like just shirts, posters, skate decks, all those kind of things. And after the line died down, the people that were next to us, they were a permanent jewelry vendor. So they do like the permanent jewelry, right?
Okay.
Custom, and permanent jewelry is like it's like clinked onto you. Like it's chained to you. Like you're not gonna
get it off.
You're not taking it off unless you're using pliers and shit like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
yeah. So it's permanent jewelry and it's cool. But it was a husband-wife combo, and the husband came over to me and he goes, I didn't know. He's like, I had to Google Foral name. He goes,
wait, are you talking about last time or this time?
This time.
It's exactly the same story.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing. He's like, I didn't know. Like fucking Google Foral. He was like, this is amazing. Wow. And we're like, yeah, just hang out a little bit more. He'll be here later on today.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Serious. And that's the thing I like about Dave, right? Is that Dave, he treats his fans really right. He'll come out, he'll take pictures, he'll sign autographs, all those kind of things. Whereas you don't see very many, especially like with a band like his, Dirty Heads, having the longevity that they have, right?
Right.
To be able to still they're big.
Mm-hmm.
They're major, right? Obviously, they're closing out festivals. And for him to still come out and just hang out with people and take pictures and hang out in the booth with us.
Everything I've heard from you, Pierce, is that he's a really good dude.
Yeah.
And you spend a lot of time with them. So,
yeah,
damn, that's awesome. I love hearing stuff like that, especially nowadays. I mean, come on, these headlines like, Diddy and all this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's such a relief to have artists and true artists. Like, I love that idea of limiting what you do and just make it, because art is supposed to be like that. It's so unique, you know? And that's what people really want. They don't just want all this mass produced garbage or whatever. So, damn, it's always great when you hear that somebody who's super successful and is out there reaching a lot of people and they're a genuine, really good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the best.
And that's why line is long. And like the vendors that are across from us too, they came over afterwards and they were like, hey man, we like the line. He's like, because that line was like in front of our tents.
So then they get by association, or
they're like looking at their tents.
By proximity.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, what do you guys have? He goes, yeah, man. He's like, we're doing great.
Yeah, that's
goes,
awesome.
We got your line.
What were they selling?
The people across from us was a husband-wife combo again. As this Filipino guy, bro.
Filipino. Oh, okay.
He looked exactly like Manny Pacquiao. And I was joking with Patty the whole time. I was like, bro, is fucking Manny Pacquiao across from us? And he started laughing. I was like, look at him.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. That dude does a lot of things.
He's fucking Manny Pacquiao. And it was like this swimwear line that they have, right? So it's a bunch of swimsuits, men's, women's, stuff like that, shorts and everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was like, oh my God, dude, this guy's fucking Manny Pacquiao right across from us.
No doubt.
But they were swimwear was over us. It's kind of another tent with like accessories, sunglasses, bags and stuff like that. And then to the right of us was the same people. There's the same guy that was to the right of us at Reggae Rise Up Vegas. It's called Naughty Designs, and he does custom frames.
Okay.
For the posters.
Wait, it's the same guy?
Yeah, it was the same guy. He was
so he travels.
Oh yeah.
Do a lot of these?
Oh yeah.
These vendors, a lot of them travel.
So a lot of the people that were at Reggae Rise Up Florida were also at Reggae Rise Up Vegas.
Wow.
So yeah, they just travel around, and this is their regular job. They just go around and do festivals and concerts and stuff like that.
Really interesting.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, the guy next to us, he's a really cool guy, and he did custom frames, like on the spot frames. Like, people, they have those posters that they have, for festivals, like specific, like, Reggae Rise Up Florida 2025 posters, right? Limited edition stuff. We even sold posters, right? Dave had 2 limited editions. He had a gold foil and a rainbow foil, and then plus a standard, regular poster. And they were all, again, numbered 1 through 50, and he signed all of them. And so the guy next to us, like last time, he bought one of the posters, made a frame right then and there, and put the frame up in his thing and was selling it off.
Dang.
He sold it. It was like selling it for like $450.
Dang.
But they have this glass now, dollar, on these posters. It's got like museum glass. It doesn't look like there's glass.
Oh, really?
There's no glare.
Just totally transparent.
Yeah, there's no glare to it or anything like that. So you're not seeing, like, if you take a picture, if you're like looking at it.
Like mine right here. These are regular glass.
Yeah. So, but there was no glare on $1. Like your Showtime picture up there.
Yep, you can see the glare.
No glare.
Yeah, you can see. I can see the glare from where I'm at on those too.
But they're amazing.
Dang.
And so he does these like frames, like I said, custom wooden frames. They'll stain them. He'll like, he'll burn into them. He had like a Reggae Rise Up brand. And so like he'll like brand the frames and stuff like that.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah.
That's dope as shit.
So,
okay.
And then it was funny because then he started using his brand as branding people. Like he got like ink, like stamp ink.
Oh, gotcha.
And he was like stamping the brand and like, we're like, pew.
That's
like, people
actually really
people
cool.
that like pass his booth, he like, pew. Like, do you want to get branded? And like somebody was like, yeah. And he was like, pow, 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 like brand their whole arm. And they were like, what the hell? But yeah, it's usually the same vendors and they're all cool. And, like.
What a cool little micro society there, probably.
Yeah.
Like those people, there's so many of them. I never would have thought. I always thought, because I always did like Cheeseman Park here, like these smaller kind of community ones. And it was always the same people. Like every year it was just the same people, but all local. I never thought about those festivals because the ones who do Cheeseman Park, they also do a lot of stuff in New Mexico. I think Arizona, they have things as well.
Yeah.
So they have all these different festivals, but I never thought about, and it's probably true for them too, like how many people travel with them.
Probably, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. So it was pretty cool. The whole festival in itself. And then, like I was saying, the music park was also awesome because, we were facing the what's it called? The stage for the main stage.
Oh, and so you saw all the big stuff right in front of you.
Well, we didn't see it.
But isn't that how you were last time too?
Well, the last time we had a direct look at the stage.
Okay.
This time we were you had to get out and like look at the stage.
Oh, I see.
So you had to get out of the.
When you're working, you're not seing it.
Yeah,
directly.
but you can hear it obviously because it's the music's going like crazy.
Yeah, of course.
But no, like I was telling you
what
before,
I gotta go with you, Pierce.
Yeah, but I was saying when I was there, I got to see Fortunate Youth. That's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, and
I got to take a picture with Dan Kelly, DK. He's the lead singer of Fortunate Youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a picture. I tagged him on Instagram, and he reposted it on his story. I was like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I followed him. I saw that. That was awesome, bro. It's so cool to see. That's one of the cool things about you is you're so social and like gregarious. Like you thrive around people, and you're just an authentic person, and you're willing to work. Get your hands dirty and just be part of something cool. So it's really neat to see something like this come out of all this. It kind of reminds me of Lacey, who I saw today for the first time.
Nice.
In a while. Got to sit down and chat it up with him. Definitely want to get him back soon. He wants to come on. He's got some big things he wants to talk about. Be really interesting, too, to pick his brain about because he works closely with Kimball Musk.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So he's got some perspective and has had conversations with the guy, directly about, it's kind of weird because that's Elon's brother, and Elon has sort of just been this like all of a sudden mega important figure, this force in the United States, giving talks in a ball cap in a blazer over a t-shirt from the White House. Nothing says I got fuck you money more than doing that. Yeah. Like you're literally holding a press conference in the White House with a ball cap. The dark MAGA, of course, and then the blazer over the t-shirt with some crazy, bright white writing on it. Yeah, that's fuck you money.
Yeah, that's fuck you money.
That's I run the world, biatch. But it's really interesting to hear because Kimball and Elon are so different.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And Lacey's worked with him for 5 years or so now. They go way back, and they've done a lot of cool things together.
He owned a restaurant for a while,
and he seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah.
In fact, I was telling Lacey I saw a clip of him in an interview with Elon, and somebody else was interviewing him, and they were like going back and forth essentially because Elon was trying to negate the fact that Kimball was like, well, I mean, basically we were illegal immigrants when we got here because they're from South Africa.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Or whatever. And Elon's no, that's technically not. It's a gray area. It's like they're two very different people. It's a story of life. We know this.
Yeah.
Like, your own family. It's like people can be so different in a family.
Oh, for sure, dude.
And that's the case. But it'd be fun to have him on. More interesting would be to talk about all the big stuff he's doing. I mean, This guy's been
the
part of
stuff.
They're working with millions and millions of dollars, going to the right places and trying to. At a time right now where they're defunding everything, taking apart the fucking Department of Education.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying not to. I've been trying not to cuss more, but this world's making me cuss more, Pierce.
Put it all in the states. You put all the Department of Education back to the states.
And he can't completely shut down the Department of Education. He can't like get rid of it, but he could do a lot of shit. He's basically cut it in half essentially. And it's just like greatly limiting everything. And then all the questions that people have about the really important stuff. This is the theme I'm seeing in his presidency is a lack of scrutiny.
Yeah.
Like doesn't have to answer for nothing, doesn't have to talk, nobody gets to look at anything. We're shipping people off to torture prisons and not, we don't even have any proof of who the fuck these people are or what the situation is. It's just and I really think the long-term goal is going to be to turn this shit back into a monarchy. That sounds wild, but it really seems like it. I mean, just undercutting everything. They're just gutting the fucking government, taking it apart. It's unprecedented. It's really wild. Yeah. How quickly, we're such a young nation, and how quickly we forgot what we were getting away from was some powerful, rich person controlling everything.
Yeah.
And what the fuck is not happening right now? Everybody knows Trump's the vice president, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the comments, let them ring.
Yeah. No, it's it's wild. Like people have commented to me too. It's like, oh, the Department of Education is gone. That means we don't have to do student loans anymore, right? That means all the loans are forgiven, right? Like,
no,
dude.
No, dude.
That is not how it works.
Nope.
The government still wants their money.
Yes.
And the government is still going to get their money. They'll still have all that loan forgiveness stuff and everything, and that still exists. Just because the Department of Education is going to be taken apart eventually to completely nothing. It wasn't an entity before, right? Some of those other things will probably go underneath like the Secretary of State or like the Treasury Department, right, to handle loans and stuff like that. So. Yeah, they're not going away, people. They're not going away. You're still going to pay your loans. Everyone is still paying their loans.
Right. What I didn't like was what about like SPED students, right? It's a big thing. There has to be funding and stuff for that. And people were raising that question like, well, what about all the funding for those kind of students? And he gives this like really vague ass answer. He's just like, oh yeah, no, they'll be I wrote it down what he said. Various other departments, that'll be split among various other departments and agencies. Can we get some details? You're just gonna.
It's various.
We're just gonna f over. We have people in my family that benefit from those things, and it's like you can't just take that away from.
And what is the SPEDS thing again? $?
SPED?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Teacher talk. It's special education.
Yeah.
Right. So those kids who have additional needs in school, and everybody, and he even agrees. Like nobody wants to cut that, but it looks like you're saying you don't want to cut it, and that you're just not really. It's not a top priority.
Yeah.
If at the best case scenario. The worst case is you just don't give a fuck about it and you want it to go away.
Yeah.
I'm cussing again. See? Look at me. Calm down, $.
No, it's a passionate thing of yours, $. It's an education.
Yeah.
That's where you lie. That's where you're at.
Mm-hmm. And it was hard for me, man, because, we're doing all right over here, but times are tight. Inflation is high.
Oh, yeah.
Eggs are fucking $6 million an egg. It's tough times. And so we actually, the union did a protest and a walk in downtown Denver.
Yep.
Did you know about this? Yes.
Yes.
So
they were telling us not to go to work that day. Like I go to work anyways.
Turn the computer on or don't turn it on. I don't know. What do you want me to do? But yeah, so I wanted to go to it, but unfortunately, dude, losing a day's pay matters.
It does.
It matters, especially with $6 million eggs and even gas. I did the 91 by accident instead of the 87 today. It was like fucking $80.
Yeah.
Good God, dude. Good God. But what are you going to do? I don't know what we're going to do because I don't know when the hacking's going to stop. And Democrats have no backbone.
Or if it is going to stop.
Or
if it is going to stop. This might just be the new norm.
Yeah. Next, and then I would joke around. I hope I'm just joking, but then he's gonna, can change term laws. He just seems to be going. He just wants to have all the power in his sort of. What's the word? Usurping. I'm trying to use a word I've read and haven't said.
But he's old. Like, how long are you gonna function as a leader? Like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm taking a deep breath
sharp.
over here.
I'm sharp. Sharpest president there has been.
Yeah. It's weird.
I took those tests.
We're in weird times, man. I can't get over those press conferences. Something about it just irks me. I'm just like, who is this guy? Who let this guy in? Why is this guy running shit? He's not from here.
Yeah.
The irony, and they're kicking out all the immigrants.
Right?
All the migrants got to go. Meanwhile, the dude doing it's not from here. No, I don't know, man. I have to take a breath sometimes and just like come back to center and just remember I'm just living a normal life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to watch. And the truth is, I'm not trying to, like we always say, we're not doctors. There's a reason we say that is I don't really know what's going on. It just seems weird to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And it's like, it is now affecting like our daily lives, right? With the inflation and stuff like that. And the eggs thing was different, right?
Sure.
The eggs thing was not under his control. That was just a whole bird flu thing that happened. And, just, and when I thought about that, I was like, why can't they just fucking make chickens and just make these chickens have more eggs? But, I found out that chickens are not like bunnies. Like we were talking before, chickens are not like bunnies, whereas like a chicken takes like 6 months before it's like ready to at least have some eggs.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
So
that.
all those chickens.
So when if you have chickens and you get eggs, you only get them every 6 months?
No. They're old enough to have eggs at 6 months.
Oh,
old.
so when you have a baby born, it takes 6 months before they can produce eggs.
Yeah.
Got it.
Whereas like a fucking rabbit is like 4 to 6 weeks. And a rabbit can start having babies. And that's why I was like, that's one of the things that like 2 bunnies can have 1 million offspring.
Oh.
Because, a litter of bunnies is anywhere from like 12 to 16 bunnies per litter, right?
That's nuts.
And so, those bunnies have babies, another 12 to 16.
Yeah.
And so it's just
exponential growth.
Yeah. But whereas fucking chickens, it's not like that. Their adulthood is not as short, so it takes them a little bit longer. Because I was like, why the fuck are there no eggs? Why can't we just have fucking more chickens just popping out eggs? Or can't we just? That was the other thing I was wondering too. Is like, can't we just all give these fucking bird flu chickens some antibiotics and fix them, and they'll be all fucking fine, right? Yeah. And then somebody was like, no, bro, because then that means like the antibiotics are in the chickens and the eggs, and then they're producing antibiotic eggs and blah blah blah. Like. And I'm like, oh, that's a fucking good point. God damn it.
Yeah, dang it.
But yeah, so they had to kill all those fucking chickens, $, and you can't do anything with them because they're bird flu. You can't eat them. You can't.
It's just hazardous waste.
Yeah, essentially.
Ugh.
So yeah, so that's why I had to fucking restart with all the chickens, and that's why eggs are so much, because there's not that many.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So he's currently fighting. Trump is currently fighting with the Department of Justice, essentially, right? Over this whole thing where they had that's what they told everybody, was that they had Venezuelan gang members.
Yeah.
So first of all, he's putting this law into effect, right? It's only been in effect War of 1812, World War I, World War II. And now the war on Venezuelan gangs, or the Venezuelan gang, which he pronounces it different every time he says it. I don't even,
The tren de agua.
Bruh. I don't know what's happening, but there's no scrutiny. It's that theme that I'm saying is like, so now they're going
Venezuelan
back.
gang.
And so then the judge put a thing, said, you guys got to stop, turn it around. You can't just throw this into effect and start hauling people off to some prison that is known for torture, and like all this crazy shit. They just vanishing them, But you're like, but who is it, guys? And then now there's one person that they actually talked to that was the soccer player, like a kid had a tattoo, and they showed the picture of the tattoo. It just looked like a bad tattoo a young kid got. It looks like it was supposed to be like have some flowers and stuff on it. But they said because of that, he was in a gang, but anybody who knew him, he's not in a gang at all.
Yeah.
So then you're like, what are you guys doing? But
hella profiling.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So it's not that, and that's the rebuttal is that like all these people that have come in here illegally, they shouldn't be here and whatever. No matter where you sit with that, you can't just haul people off without any level of scrutiny.
No, we
have 3 branches of the government. Everybody, well, hold on. Like, there's a reason it functions the way it is. We have to be professional as a nation. Like, where's our professionalism? Just fucking pissing everybody off, tax this shit out, Canada, saying you're our bitch now. It's unbelievable. So I don't know where this is all going, but I feel like we have to be in a simulation, man.
Yeah, I was joking around with some of the Canadian friends in that game that I play, and I was like, y'all better watch out. It's going to be the United States of North America. if y'all aren't careful.
How do they react?
They're like, what? I saw this one Instagram reel, and again, we're not doctors, nor do we endorse this. No. I'm just letting you know what I saw on a reel. I saw this reel, like this guy was getting interviewed by this lady, and it was talking about like what we should do with Canada, and like what we should do with Canada is that we should enslave them. And we
Who's saying this?
Some guy, I don't know who it was, but it was this reel. It was probably like a comedic reel or anything like that. But he's like, what we should do it with Canada is we should enslave them. And he's like, and we should give every black person a Canadian. He's like, to kind of make up for the reparations.
Reparations. Oh my God.
And I was like, oh damn, dude. Like,
people are crazy. Yeah, there's comedians. I love comedians. They should be able to say whatever the hell they want. They're just messing around.
Because like Joe Rogan says, it's just jokes, people. Mm-hmm. It's just jokes.
Mm-hmm. The hilarious moment leading up to the election was still Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh, dude, yeah.
It was Cuba? Is that what or was Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking. He had a joke about it being a floating bag
pile
of
trash. Yeah.
Pile of trash, whatever. Yeah. It was actually, people who don't, I don't know. Do a lot of people just not watch stand-up comedy? Because if you watch stand-up comedy, you know it when you see it. You may recognize that's out of place. Like this was whose stupid idea was this?
Yeah.
Right. But in addition to that, it's like you recognize what the dude's doing. It's stand-up comedy. This guy's making a ton of money doing this, just traveling around and telling jokes, saying a crazy outlandish shit, because that's what comedians do.
Yeah.
And we need that in our life. We need people to be able to push the boundaries and just be crazy and just to say life's not that serious.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to chill the hell out. But it is the thing that is a little weird is all the comedians that seem to just got on board with Trump. But what do you expect? What do people expect? You know what I mean? Because people are getting really pissed off about Joe Rogan and his whole crew.
Yeah.
And how they've just like, it is weird to me that he used, that Trump came on there and stuff. And it's half of it was chance though, because I don't think Joe was trying to promote Trump. I think he genuinely likes Trump, and I think he's glad he's president, and he's been pretty clear about that. And all his friends in his circle. By the way, Joe's
even
also, yeah,
was part of.
But what's interesting about Elon is if you go back,
and that's why he moved out to Austin, right? It was because Elon was already in Austin, and
was he? Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the whole Tesla facility out there. Yeah,
was because they moved it out of California. Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was one of the first ones. Yeah. There was a couple of people who went out to Houston first. There was another comedian, Austin, not Houston. Yeah, Austin's the left wing place.
Yeah.
Houston's definitely not.
Yeah.
It's a whole different ball game. But yeah, so people are really ticked about the comedians. But what do you expect comedians, like if you're a comedian, Donald Trump, it's not just that he gives you material, but he's just such an outlandish character. Comedians are going to love it.
Yeah.
They just think he's fucking hilarious and he's wild because he kind of is. Like Trump is, dude, he wasn't playing when he started. Speaking of comedians, I saw a comedian doing a bit on it. It was basically just like, I didn't know he's going to start like right away. Like he started right now.
Yeah.
Like immediately. I didn't know he's not playing around.
Day one, the revenge tour started.
This is fucking killing it. Day one. Unbelievable. I don't know. We live in a weird place, and it is starting to affect our lives a little bit, but I like to think that the founding fathers were actually pretty damn smart. And the way they set things up to have checks and balances, I think we would have a pretty hard time, except for the fact that the Democrats are like, no spine, whatever. Like they have the ability to kind of put the brakes on things, and they're just not. They're just kowtowing down or whatever you call it, kowtowing. How do you say that word, by the way? I saw somebody say kowtowing the other day, and I was like, I've always said kowtowing. Like when you like, give in to a person or whatever, or like get on board. I don't know what's going. I'm just going to go and teach some classes and hope that, luckily the truth is about the education thing is it is in the state. Yeah. For the majority. And on top of it, Colorado really has their shit together. We have one of the better education setups in Colorado as far as funding. Yeah.
Aren't we like midway point though? We're not like the best. We're not the worst. We're kind of like in the middle there.
I'm talking more in reference to like how they have protected funding through the state, more or less. What do you mean exactly? Like
our ranking in the education system.
According to who?
Census.
Our rank. State rank. What is that based on? I wonder though.
Like testing and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah. Standardized tests, performance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, find out. I'm very curious.
You didn't know that, Dollar?
What
about the education? Like that were like middle row.
No, I didn't. I wasn't really talking about that though. Oh. I'm talking about how our funding is locked in through the state. So we have lots of protections in place to not only protect us from the federal government, but to also ensure our stability without federal funds. That's what I meant. But I am curious where we fall in the big picture.
Let's see here.
I wonder who's number one.
54% of Coloradans are educated, college educated. Let's see, when was this thing?
Yeah, not that though, right? It's like the ranking of our K through 12 system, or does this include secondary?
Let's see here. I'm looking.
So we're looking at the rankings of schools, state comparisons to see what's the ranking, who's the number one state. But I'm trying to. So I guess it's just based on the national tests.
Yeah,
like CMAS or whatever.
Let's see here. K through 12 education, Colorado ranked near the bottom of the list.
Oof. What's the number? Does it give it?
Let's see here. I'm looking right now.
Yeah. I'm also curious though if there's a difference between Colorado and then like Denver Metro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of schools around. I don't really know.
This is reporting that had to be done for the COVID relief funding.
Okay.
So this is 22 to 23 school year.
Okay.
That they're reporting on.
Yep. 2 years ago.
Let's see here. Colorado is actually one of the 14 places where teachers are paid less than the state median salary. According to a study, Colorado is the second highest negative difference with the average teacher salary of $60,775.
Second?
Falling $11,184 short of the state median.
So we're broke here. Teachers are. Interesting. I'm very curious about the test though, that it just said near the bottom. We didn't get a.
Yeah, no,
that's okay. I mean, that's enough
to
understand the picture.
One metric that Colorado fared well was the classroom size. The ideal ratio is 15 students to one teacher, and the average classroom in Colorado is 15.2 per teacher.
See, that makes me wonder. That's got to be statewide. So I bet you there's a difference if you're looking at like APS, DPS, Jeffco, like all those places versus whatever, Fort Lupton, fucking, I don't know, just any. There's so many cities in Colorado that are smaller, have very different type of school systems. Because I can tell you, we're nowhere near that. What did it say? 15 to 1?
Yeah.
Ain't no way, bro. At my highest, I had 31. At my lowest, I had 27.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. That's not really the case if you're in Denver metro area. So I wonder how we perform. I wonder how DPS performs compared to all districts. That would be a good thing to look up.
So as far as college education, we're really good. Colorado is one of the most educated states in the country. So as far as college education goes.
Know that. The secondary is really high.
Yeah. And so we're like fourth. Number 1 is Massachusetts. Number 2 is Maryland. Number 3 is Vermont. Look at all these New England states up here. Colorado's 4th. Connecticut is 5th. So again, like everyone like out of East, dude. This is the top 10. So Virginia's 6th. New Jersey is 7th. New Hampshire is 8th. Washington is 9th. And Minnesota is 10th.
Wait, who was number 1?
Massachusetts. That's what I was saying. A lot of the New England and upper eastern states, dude. Because listen to this. Again, it's Massachusetts, Maryland, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, and New Hampshire. Those are 6 states that are like right next to each other.
Right. So I was looking up DPS, Denver Public Schools. That's the district that I work for. So they Denver School of the Arts. Okay, Denver School of the Arts is ranked number 6 in Colorado and 260. This is not what I was looking for. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to see. Oh, here we go. Sorry for the listeners. I'm trying to find like a ranking of districts because it's going to be based on those standardized tests. Oh, you found the same thing I found. Colorado ranked near the bottom of the list. Yeah, we're on the same article.
And so this one right here is the least educated states. You want to hear?
Yes.
Oh, let me just guess. I want to hear you if you guess.
Say it again.
The least educated states.
Oh man, don't do this to me. I'm going to get hate. This is least educated. Based on how they get treated and the funding goes, I'd say starting with DC. No. Baltimore?
No, states dollar.
Oh, Maryland.
No, remember they were on the top.
Oh, that was Massachusetts, I thought.
No, Maryland was number 2.
I don't know, bro. I have no idea.
So the number 1 is West Virginia.
Okay.
Least college educated state.
Kind of checks out, I guess.
Mississippi, number 2.
Okay.
Louisiana.
I was going to guess South, but I didn't want to piss anybody off.
Arkansas. South.
I got a lot of family from Arkansas.
Oklahoma.
I got a lot of family from Oklahoma. Oh my God.
Nevada is 6th. Kentucky 7th. Alabama, New Mexico, and Texas. It's weird. The Upper East, highly educated. South, not as educated.
Yeah. I guess that was my instinct. I actually almost said Mississippi. That was like the first thing I thought of. I actually also thought of Kentucky, but I guess they weren't. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
But no, I was like, I got to find this other one that I found here. But anyways, no. Like,
it's actually really hard to Google. I'm trying to Google like school rankings just to see. Because they have, it's nationalized tests.
Yeah.
So there's got to be somebody tracking the comparison.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it also corresponds with like where you're at the state level too, right? Like as far as like your economy and crime on how educated things are. Because like New Mexico, I know was like 48th or 49th in education, but they're also like like in the top 5 of violent states, crime and violence.
Yeah, I guess there's no surprises there. We know about all those correlations.
Yeah.
Yeah, really crazy. It was in the news. I still don't want to name the person or anything, but man, it just really sucks. We had a student who I saw a news article where he was it was a student that everybody loved. He's 16 now and in high school. And he would come back and visit. Everybody loved his mom too. She'd bring food and like always take care of everybody. And he was one of these kids that was just like really authentic.
Yeah.
Like a real kind of dude. But also a dude who grew up with a lot of pain, a lot of bullshit, and was tough as fucking nails. And unfortunately got into some kind of situation and involving bullets firing. And everybody was okay.
Yeah.
But being charged with attempted murder as an adult.
Ooh, at 16 years old.
Bro. That's the stuff that breaks your heart as a teacher.
Attempted murder. What is it going to be like 10, 15, 20 years?
I don't know. It's depressing to even think about. Reminds me of my cousin, people I grew up with, you know what I mean? That got locked up in juvie for many of them at a very young age and just never got out. My cousin never got out, bro. I mean, like, not literally. He went back. He's been back so many times.
Yeah, in and out.
Like in and out. And I remember seeing him when he was 16 and had already been in and out of juvie a couple times. And he was covered in tattoos at 16. Yeah. Like, I'm not talking like my arm for his whole fucking body.
Yeah.
Like just covered, dude. I was like, damn. And a lot of those tattoos were like, gang shit. And
yeah, of course.
And he was white with red hair. So rolled with those people. You know what I mean? Probably. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That's how like Dave Chappelle always talks about like if you have a white boy in your crew, an all black crew, that white boy is crazy.
Yeah.
That white boy has done some crazy shit to get the respect of all those black people.
Yeah, dude. We look kind of similar. He's just bigger than me, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know how
prison
tall he
buff,
is.
probably.
Huh?
Probably prison buff.
Yeah. Back in the day, he was real skinny. I mean, when I not last saw him, but in high school, I remember when he came and saw me, and I was like, I'm 1 year older than him.
Okay.
He came and saw me. He was real skinny then, but just strong. And then as time went on, in and out of prison, he just got jacked. And he was just like his dad, because his dad was like 6'7".
No.
So he was just a gigantic fucking guy.
Yeah.
And I remember going to visit him at his house in the hood, and he lived in an all black neighborhood. And I remember just like walking up to his front door, just like staying close behind him, like, because he was tough as, like, he would have protected me. He was super loyal to his family. And then the irony of all this is, and I think I've confessed this on a podcast before, but when we were young, like me and him used to like box each other. It was like an entertaining thing for us. And it was like, it was kind of messed up because everybody would be rooting for me. It's true what they say, dude. People discriminate against redhead within white fucking people.
Yeah.
Redheads are, for sure. It's just kind of the way it is. But then I look back and, but anyway, that we're getting way off on a tangent. But the truth is so many people fall into that shit and your life's ruined.
What's your cousin
doing
now? Is he still in jail?
No, I can't get a hold of him. Like, here's the truth. The last I heard was somebody told me that they saw him homeless on the street.
Oh, dang. Drugs?
All the above. Yeah.
All the above. Oh, shit.
Yeah. All the above, buddy. He was wild, and he had a lot of pain, and that pain came out, and his dad was fucked up.
Well, that's what it all stems from most of the time, right?
Yeah. He was in and out of prison, too. He's still kicking. I seen pictures of him now. He's cooled off and relaxed. And
no, his dad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gained a bunch of weight, and it's just chilling. That's my dad's older brother. But yeah. No, so, man, it's hard when you get news like that as a teacher, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, everybody loved this kid, bro. And it wasn't too long ago where, the student got shot and then eventually ended up dying in the hospital. And that was just a break-in. Somebody breaking into their house. And I'm out of the fire into the, out of the frying pan into the fire, whatever, either way.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving Lake Middle School in Lakewood, and now I'm moving to Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Elementary, or it's actually 6 through 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might be teaching high school even. I might
nice.
be moving tonight. I'm either right now I'm doing 8th, but I could end up doing 7th, 8th, or 9th. And I have my book. I already got my book because I want to teach high school, so I have to take a different test.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I never took calculus.
Yeah.
So I have to learn it.
Oh, fuck that.
I have to learn calculus on my own. But I'm not worried. I love math.
I told you I didn't. That was the path that I was on because I was in the honors and stuff like that. And so, I took the honors algebra, honors geometry. But I was like, I do not want to take honors trig, or honors calculus. And so I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. When I was in high school, because you basically have to take 4 credits. Like,
we talked about this. I did the same thing.
Yeah, and I was like, my sophomore year, I was like, this summer I'm just going to do summer school, and I'm going to do math, and the math course that I'm taking is worth 2 credits. Yeah. So I don't have to take math my junior or senior year.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to do that. I was like, I play sports. I don't want to stress out about.
Yeah, and I decided to stop after trig.
Yeah.
And I could have done calculus, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do any math. I want to just chill the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Not fuck around.
Exactly.
Now I wish I did, because now I want to teach calculus, so I can't. I have to learn it.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, dollar.
Literally got to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun for me.
No.
That shit's fun. I got my little study book over there. I get signed up for one of those accounts. You go online, and they have all kinds of videos. Khan Academy. I mean,
yeah.
It's a different time now.
Yeah.
You can just learn shit so easily on your own. You put your mind to it and tap into resources.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which are everywhere. And it's all free, dude. I mean, like I pay, I buy the book or whatever because I like it. It's got a lot of extra bonus shit. But you go on YouTube and find all of these videos. Yeah. People copy
that Khan Academy is pretty cool too.
Khan Academy is the best.
Yeah.
The best. It's kind of honestly, it's what inspired. Let me put the camera on me for a second. It's what inspired like my notebook. So this is like notes for the show.
Yep.
But it's like there's something so satisfying about watching, and they all have the best voices. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Like the guys
English.
who do it. Yeah. Sometimes it's English.
Yeah.
But it's just like these really smooth. So we're going to go ahead and take the 2. The reason we do this is, it's like so clearly explained, color coded, doing it all in the moment. I was like, what, as a math teacher and somebody who likes podcasting and videos and all that kind of stuff, what a dream job that shit is, right?
Well, that's when I had to redo the math for my last degree. Remember I told you? And so I had to redo my math to get a better score so I could do the statistics.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Stats.
Yeah. And so my early college life score was not that awesome because I was just trying to fucking get college done, dude. Like
check the box.
Yeah, check the box. I'm like, done. C's get degrees. And C's was not enough to get into the stats class, and so I had to get a better score, so I had to redo some things. But yeah, the Khan Academy is great because it does. It tells you the highlighting of things. It highlights the steps. And and it's,
Well, and you can too, there's just stuff you can work through. They have all kinds of practice. And then if you get stuck on a concept, there's always like just a click away is like a video and kind of going back over it or breaking it down. It's the best. And it's actually, honestly, we just started using it this year. And it is a really valuable tool for teachers, Khan Academy, because you can, if you sign up for the account or whatever, your students can like work on it. Yeah. So like for example, there's a kid at my school that's doing 11th grade math. Because Khan will assess you, and it's like real time adaptive.
Yeah.
So depending on how you answer questions, it's like,
you're
wow,
you're 11th right now.
We're gonna go ahead and hand you this. Oh, you killed that. Oh, you killed that. Oh, you stumbled a little, then you got it. Oh, you killed that, and pretty soon you have a kid who's in 7th grade and he's taking 11th grade math. That's phenomenal. And as a teacher, that's amazing because we try our best to scaffold because kids are all at different levels.
Yeah.
So some kids need a little bit of extra tools to help them, solve
naturally.
things.
Yeah.
And then some kids, you're just like, they're bored out of their mind. And you have the whole variety when you have, I don't buy that Colorado shit. Fucking 50, what did they say, 15 students? Yeah. No way.
$15.2.
It's not
average.
No.
Tony's like, I got double that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy to me. But that's what I mean.
They came and took attendance on a day where everyone was sick. For you
today was crazy. Well, because here's what happened: we had spring break starts tonight.
Yeah, so like people go on vacation early.
So that's already a thing. But then Thursday was the protest. So I don't know what the percentage was, but it seemed like the majority of schools got shut down for just as a teacher work day.
Oh, okay.
So we worked on Thursday, but there was no kids.
Oh.
So you're going to tell kids it's
don't come to school
it's about to be spring break. No school
come
Thursday.
Come back
Friday. And all of us teachers are just waiting to go. Like, come on, we lost some time already. Let's do some. Like I'm like, let's do some math. And that 50% of the kids who were there were like, "Are you kidding, Dollar? Are you kidding
Mister.
me?"
I like how you always say how they Mister.
Yeah, that might be going away actually because at my new school, I asked him because I noticed some kids were calling teachers by first names.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's the protocol, and he said it really depends on what you want. It's up to you. Each teacher's individual.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, it was one thing when it was just standard for it to be Mr. Dollar.
Yeah.
But it's a whole nother thing for me to be like,
it's Mr. Tony.
No, but for me to insist that it stays Mr. Dollar. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel old. Makes me feel like I'm being like, because I'm like, hey, come on, there's a difference. But then if it's not consistent, then you're that teacher that always makes them call him Mr. Dollar. But we call Steve fucking Steve.
Yeah.
Why do I always go to the name Steve?
Well, Mr. For your situation,
okay,
Dollar is appropriate.
Oh, 100%.
For a math teacher. You're Mr. Dollar.
Thank you, Pierce. You solved my problem right here on the podcast. I really have been thinking about this. And now it's solved.
Yeah.
It's just Dollar.
I'm an idea man.
Call me Dollar.
I'm an idea man. Yeah.
That's all I have to say. I'll just keep saying that. Just call me Dollar.
Hey, Dollar.
That's my last name.
Yeah.
Hey.
Math wins.
Because I was thinking about it too. I bet you there it's not a thing. Like kids, it's such a thing when they find out my first name or they see it on something. Whether it's sometimes they see Anthony, sometimes they see Tony. And then like they made us these sweatshirts for performing high on the test. It says MVP, but it's got your first name on the back for some reason. They decided that that'd be great. So then everywhere I go when I'm wearing it, it's like Tony.
Hey Tony. Hey Tony.
which is funny. So it'll be interesting because I bet you the kids at this school don't give a shit because they can call teachers first name, whatever.
There's that. I've seen a video where a student calls a teacher by the first name, and the teachers are like,
they freak out.
They're all like, "What?" I remember this one black teachers. He had said her first name, and she like looked at him and said, "Say again." He was like, "Oh shit." Because I feel like that's also for educators. I feel like that's the personal professional, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you're Tony.
I've gotten used to it because they figure it out a lot because they see it places. But the first few times it happened, I for 100% was like, when wait,
oh, we're homies.
Like this is out of context.
We're homies.
What's going on?
What are we doing? You're homies right now? You calling me Tony?
Yeah. I had a student message me on TikTok. I was like, oh no, no,
Mr. Tony,
declined.
Mr.
No,
Tony,
no, you can't. Kids get a hold of me. You're in their world. Yeah. When they're in the classroom, you're in my world. Yeah. We're on TikTok. I'm like, no, get away from me. It's like a shark underwater. I don't know how to swim.
You know what it reminds me of? Like, remember The Hangover, where Bradley Cooper, he's the teacher.
Oh yeah,
remember? And like he gets into the car, and like some student comes up to him and like asks him a question. He goes, "Spring break, bro." I'm not on something like that to that effect. Like, I'm not your teacher right now.
Yeah, I'm just me, dude.
Yeah,
that is going to be something interesting that I'm not used to because I don't live in the community I've taught in for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Now I live in the community I'm teaching in.
So you'll see people
so
around.
I'll see kids around,
oh, yeah,
which is part of what comes with being in the community.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of why this is going to be great for me. It's not just the commute, but it's being part of this community. Yeah.
That was, and I think for me growing up, that's where most of my teachers were too. They lived in the community, right? And so, I saw a lot of teachers at the grocery store and stuff like that. Like Callie, we'll run into her teachers all the time.
Yeah.
So
it's easier to build relationships with the families, I think, all those good things.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it really works out. I hope this goes really well. I'm actually very, very excited.
And a better commute dollar. Look at that. You can ride your bike maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you're sweaty. Maybe.
No, I will. I'm getting it tuned up this summer. I already decided. Yeah, 100%.
Bring a set of change of clothes dollar, just in case.
It doesn't have to be every day.
Yeah.
But when the weather's good and I don't have to carry a bunch of shit back and forth.
Was that probably like a 15-minute then?
It's a 9. That's what's crazy. It's a 9-minute bike ride.
What?
And a 5-minute drive.
Okay, so it's like legit, like right here.
It's right here, dude. It's right here. It's actually right by Couch Guy's house.
Oh, okay.
Right next to Couch Guy's house.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty amazing.
I always forget about that house.
Yeah.
That's when you guys were.
Yeah, we lived
first
there.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. It's everybody. It's that parents' house that everybody passed through,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, come on. Frankie and them lived over there.
Yeah.
We lived over there. Marky Mark lived over there. It's just been an endless supply.
House has been passed down.
Yeah. Now it's in the hands of Marky Mark. He's actually doing a lot of work over there. I haven't seen it in a bit, but the girls were saying that he's making a lot of giant changes.
It's going to be Kelsey or Chloe's house in the future.
Probably. Probably. You know what I think about this house? I'm like, if we get another house, I don't want to. We won't sell it. Keep it in the family. You know what I mean?
Just rent it out. Rent it out to the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that means fucking let people live in it.
Yeah, no rent's collected.
It's 2024. Pierce.
That means I just get to come over whenever I want.
Yeah, it's not like when we were kids. If I bought my parents' house, I'd be paying money.
Yeah,
100%, or not bought it, but lived in it. You'd be paying rent. You're not getting off the hook.
Yeah. So speaking about commute,
yeah,
when we were at Reggae Rise Up, Michael Patty got us a flat tire.
Oh no, bummer.
We had
his car. Did he have his own car out there?
No, we rented a van so we can transport all the stuff from the first day and the last day, right? And so we rented this van off of Turo. That it's you can rent other people's cars on Turo app. And so we rented this Ford, Transit, van. And fucking Patty took this corner so quick.
Oh no.
And so sharp. He hit the curb.
Oh gosh!
Blew out the tire, like the sidewall,
like going super fast.
Yeah.
Oh god!
And it was like, boom! And I was like, and you actually saw there's people outside, and they looked at us, And I was like, that must have been a loud pop.
Oh.
Because if they turned around and looked, I was like, damn. And then I was like, I started hearing some noise, and I was like, Mike, we have a flat tire. He goes, how do you know? I was like, you can't hear that? It's a flat tire.
It was like flapping.
Oh. And I was like, no. And so he pulls over. He goes, are you serious? Mind you, Tony, this is 30 minutes before we have to be at Reggae Rise Up on Friday. So this is the Friday.
No.
And so it's like it happened like at 11:30.
Oh.
And so he's like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And so I was like, we'll just change the tire, bro. Let's just change the tire. And he goes, I don't know how to change the tire, dude. And I was like, I got this, dude. And so got all the stuff, took the tire down.
He had the built-in jack probably with the car. It's a rental.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the van, right? It still it has its own.
It's gonna.
It has its own jack and all that stuff. And the tire was underneath the van, right?
Sure.
So you have to uncrank it to have it lowered down, and so just like a truck, right?
Sure.
And so I got it all out, and then I start pulling out these fucking lug nuts with the crowbar that comes with it, right? The standard thing.
He bent the fuck out that rim.
Well, yeah, the rim was a little damaged, but
sorry.
but the lug nuts were on there fucking tight.
Oh,
like even for me, like, and I was like holding it like because it kept on slipping, so I got like 3 off. I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I was like doing like getting the rest of them, and it was just starting to strip inside of the crowbar thing that comes with it, right? Those aren't the best things anyways, right? And so I was like, dude, this thing is not gonna, I was like, I don't want to strip the inside of this. I was like, this is a rental. And I was like, I don't want to strip this. That way we can't do anything. And so he's like, I have to call roadside service. So he called roadside service. Well, the roadside service wasn't equipped to do a big van like ours.
And he covered, you guys are covered with insurance?
Insurance, yeah. And so he called the roadside service, and they were like, we're not equipped to change a tire like that. We don't have jacks and everything for a van of that size. And I was like, Patty, like put on speakerphone. I was like, not even put on speaker. I was like, just tell him we just need the lug nuts loosened. I just need these lug nuts loosened. I was like, bring over a fucking T-bar, or if you have an impact, come over here and just loosen these. I'll do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, okay. And I was like, I can stay here. I can change this tire. I was like, you take an Uber.
You need to get there
and open up the booth for us. Mm-hmm. So that's what he did. He got an Uber, went over there, and I stayed with the van until the roadside came. And they didn't have a jack obviously big enough for that van. And so
you were late.
And so I was late.
Yeah,
Patty
but you guys
was there.
opened on time.
Patty was there on time.
That's what matters.
But yeah, so like I got him to get the lug nuts off, right? He did have a battery operated like impact drill, which was dope.
Perfect.
Took them all off. I was like, all right. I started jacking it up, pulled it off, put the tire back on. I was like, tighten these, please. And the guy was like, all right.
Easiest day for him ever.
Yeah, easiest day because I did most of the stuff, and then he came by. Then I got done and loaded everything up, and he was like, he goes, I wouldn't recommend putting the tire back underneath the van. He goes, that thing is blown out. He goes, and if it gets too loose, if you guys hit bumps, like that tire might come off the rim and just like drag and
spark and fall apart, and
all that kind of stuff, and create some problems. He goes, so he's like, let's just tie up the cable in the back of the van. That way it doesn't drag on the ground when you're driving. Because there's sometimes you see like trucks, right? And then they've already used their spare, and you can see that spare tire thing just swinging underneath the truck.
Totally.
But yeah.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
So that was an eventful Friday. and so for the rest of the trip,
that was day 2.
Yeah, that was day 3 technically, because I got there on Tuesday.
Oh, day 2 of the
the festival. Yeah, but yeah. So the rest of the trip, we did not let Patty drive anymore.
Yeah,
I
Is he
drove.
a bad driver. It happens. Good people are sometimes bad.
Well, I was like, my first car was an '82 Caprice, bro. I was like, it's as long as this van. I was like, I can drive this van, no problem. And so I drove because I have Turo too, and so they just added me as an approved driver.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I just drove the rest of the time at Reggae Rise Up to and from all that stuff too. So
yeah, damn, what a fun adventure though. That sounds really awesome. I want to go with you.
Oh my God. And then when I was so you saw in my story when I was saying I can fucks with this. And I was like taking the ocean pictures, right? After I got done with that dollar, after I posted it, I was like, let me take some more pictures. I was like, oh, the sunset. I was like, that is cool. All of a sudden, like, in the water, two fucking dolphins, bro. At first, I thought it was sharks because I saw the fins, and I thought I saw them just going like in the water like this.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, that's a shark, you know?
Damn.
But like, you know, the dolphins do like, you know, arch thing going up and everything. And they did like fucking arch. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, that ain't sharks. I was like, those are fucking dolphins, bro.
Damn.
And I'm just taking video. I'll have to show you the video when we're all done with the podcast.
And you know, Maya and the girls were just in Florida too.
Which side?
God.
Are they in Miami?
I don't know. It was for a volleyball tournament in some smaller place.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But yeah. So yeah, it was cool when I was taking a video of that. I got some dolphins.
Dang, dude.
There's wild dolphins.
That is so cool.
People are all cracking up because I'm just like videoing, and they're like, you know, again, the locals there.
Yeah.
It's fucking dolphins.
Just normal shit.
It's fucking dolphins. I'm sure it's like, it'd be the same if like they came out here and they saw fucking like deer everywhere. And they're like, oh, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
And I'm like, it's fucking deer. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I saw them over at the University Hospital.
The deer is in front of my house every day. What are you talking about? Like,
oh, yeah, especially where you're at, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them in Aurora, dude. I mean, they're like everywhere.
Yeah.
They're everywhere out here. You're right.
Yeah.
I guess every place is different. That's why I don't like Florida. That's why I like Colorado. It's cool. Because even when there were bears, they weren't down here. You know what I mean? They're not down here on the prairie, out here in GVR where you're at.
Well, shit, like they just found a mountain lion, like in Parker, Aurora, or something like that, I want to say.
Okay. Yeah, mountain lions.
And so they've been like
where you're at,
migrating
foothills and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like shit, dude. Like
yeah. And I remember seeing some article talking about they have found them really far east now, like out here.
Do you remember that wallaby that escaped a while ago?
No.
From like the Colorado Springs like sanctuary or something. His name was Surprise.
No.
I never got an update on that because I wanted to like. Yeah.
Wait, what's a wallaby?
A wallaby's a tiny kangaroo.
Okay.
Like a tiny
That sounds right.
Like if you go to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, there's a section of the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo you can walk through, and the wallabies are just fucking walking around you.
Okay.
Like out in the open. Like you're just walking around with fucking wallabies, dude.
Yeah.
Like I want to touch them, but you can't. But I'm like, it's like right here. I can just like.
I could if I wanted to.
Just tap them.
People come out of the corners in suits.
Boop.
Carry you out.
But no, I wanted to see the surprise of the wallaby because it escaped, right? And they were like, and it was going through Aurora. And
because they can track it.
No, because people were reporting it.
Oh my god!
They were like, "There's a kangaroo in my backyard." And
how random would that be? You just wake up one morning, you look outside, you're sipping on your coffee in Colorado, and there's a kangaroo in your backyard. They're like little ones. You said wallabies are?
Yeah, wallabies are smaller,
like little mini kangaroos.
Yeah, like mini kangaroos. Yeah,
interesting.
Oh, okay. So here, did they ever find them? I don't think they ever find them, dude.
He's just living the Colorado life now.
Or he fucking got 8.
He's at a dispensary.
Or he got 8,
that's
right?
Dark.
Right? Because wallabies can jump high. So this one was...
How tall are those things? They're pretty small. So maybe a mountain lion could easily take one.
I'm telling you, it's like... But they're fucking fast as fuck, though, too, right? They can hop real far. Hop like 10 feet. Easy.
So maybe he's just out there right now.
Surviving the Colorado winters.
Surviving.
He's out there. Yeah, so this is
Dude,
what it
if
was.
you could survive in Australia, I bet you could survive in Colorado.
So in June 2020, this is during COVID, by the way.
Oh, no, you're right.
You know,
Hold on, you're right. The winter is going to
fuck up
end
wallaby.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, like, it says in June 2020, a wallaby named Surprise escaped from the Zoology Foundation in Larkspur. Sorry, Larkspur.
There's no update. This is 4 years ago.
This is 4 years ago, bro. And it was seen in Aurora, 40 miles away. And it was seen in our at the time when I lived in Aurora, the green space that was behind my house. Remember that green space in the old house?
Yes.
That's where they spotted it.
Really?
And so when I saw that on the fucking Twitter and the news, I went to my backyard. I was like looking around, like I want to see this. I want to see a fucking wallaby, bro. I want to see a wallaby in real life. And so there was like numerous things and everything like that.
But then there's no update?
2 weeks later, near Piccadilly.
Spotted again.
Spotted again. But 2 weeks later.
But there's no...
Wallabies can travel up to speeds of 30 miles an hour.
Oh, he's still out there, bud.
Bro, he's cooking.
Yeah, and it's going to be the winner. Well, there's been multiple winners, so maybe the first one might have got him.
So current status, the fate of Surprise after the Aurora sightings is not mentioned anymore.
Damn.
So after he was seen in Aurora, nobody else saw Surprise.
And there's a million other things that could have happened in an urban setting, right? Or a suburban setting, you get run over, get hit by a car.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, but then somebody would report it.
Still fucking missing, bro. It's like
it's 4 years later. How long do wallabies survive? That's him. Oh, they're like furry kangaroos.
Furry-ish, yeah.
Yeah. Smaller for sure.
Yeah.
They actually look much more friendly to me.
And someone a year ago said, was Surprise ever found?
A year ago, nobody replied.
There's no update.
Nobody replied. Oh, damn. I would think the winners would be impossible for something that lives in Australia.
Right?
There's no such thing as winter. And they've been around a long time out there. And that's where they've always been. So to suddenly be in Colorado. What predator? Do they have predators in Australia? No?
Yeah, dude.
What eats them?
Fucking alligator and crocodiles and
shit?
shit.
I forgot they have their
big
crazy reptile snakes. Yeah,
like
sure.
Yeah, dude.
It's all reptiles though, right? They don't have big mammals or anything like that are predators. Australia's been isolated for so long that it was like a real branch of evolution that's off by itself, marsupials.
Dang,
so to be any other part of the world. This
thing was never found.
Pierce, let it go. It's over.
Wait.
I'm sorry. What?
I looked at ChatGPT, and this says, yes, Surprise was found after a few days on the loose. She was safely recovered and returned home. Local animal controls and volunteers helped in the effort. Yes, I would like this link.
ChatGPT.
I need to see if this is true.
Mm-hmm. We have to find out. We can't even talk about anything else.
Wait a second. Apologies for the earlier confusion regarding the details of Surprise Escape. The 10-year-old male redneck wallaby named Surprise. He was last seen. No. Fucking dude.
It still has a sad ending.
It has a phone number here to say, yeah, dude, that thing is dead.
It's the winter part.
Right?
Because I'm like, if they can 30 miles an hour, I don't know. But then again, that's why I'm wondering their use, because things evolve with certain predators. So they know how to evade maybe crocodiles and snakes and things like that.
But here's the thing
but they've never seen a mountain lion before.
Or here in Colorado, we have coyotes, bro. Or coyotes.
Oh, they can take down a person.
Oh, yeah.
They can take down anything.
Yeah.
You're so right. I never thought about that. That's the thing that'll get it.
I'm
sure that's what
coyotes.
got it.
There's a bunch of coyotes in that area where I lived in too. Dude.
Oh,
so
now that you say it, that's 100% what happened.
Surprise got eaten by
That's what happened. Surprise got taken down by a pack of coyotes. Has probably been the fate of a lot of lone mammals.
Yeah,
just wandering around. Dogs, cats.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
They're easy prey.
Yeah,
and they're really tricky. Coyotes are super I don't know if they're intelligent, but they're super tricky. Right?
Yeah,
they'll lure things.
Stuff like
they
that,
make friends with dogs. They become friends with dogs to get in close so they can get the chicken coop.
And
right?
Pull them away.
Yeah, or grab. Yeah, surround the dog, kill the dog.
Yeah,
sure. Unbelievable. I've seen a couple of stories of badass dogs that have fought off a whole pack. There was that one that killed 9. Fucking got attacked and killed 9 or 10 or something like that. Coyotes. Jesus. Killed all of them. It was just a bloodbath. I want to say it was a pit bull. I think it was a pit bull that was like a pack of I want to say 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there. That's how many coyotes attacked him. And he literally fought off all of them. He was pretty fucked up, but killed every single one of them. Dead. Pit bulls don't play around.
Yeah.
That's why it's terrifying when you have an irresponsible pit bull owner.
Yeah.
Because you see that. It happens, man. Pit bulls have killed people for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You have to really understand what you got. People should have to have certification, like a gun or something.
Yeah.
You know
what is it?
A pit bull.
What is it? Tira's dad's old boss has some specialized dog that's just for protection only. And it stays outside.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have this land out in Elizabeth. And
like a trained killer, huh?
Yeah. And it was and he has 3 of these dogs. And he was like, yeah, he goes, he's like, I got these, like, because they have chicken coops and they have livestock too. So they also have like cows and stuff like that too. And these dogs, they don't feed these dogs, Tony.
They want them hungry.
No, they don't feed the dogs because why?
Because they eat.
They find food out there. Like rabbits, whatever.
They're just predators.
Apparently, these dogs, like he was telling the story that we'd gone out there because he does like carriage rides with horses, like big draft horses.
Oh, neat.
Like Clydesdale and stuff. So he does carriage rides.
Okay.
And actual sleds, like Santa.
Wow.
So they just go in the snow and just go, and he does all these other things too. He has these other competitive rides in these carriages too. And so they did Callie got to go on a carriage ride with them on a competitive, like what Jokic does, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so he set up tandem horses for Callie, but he was telling us the story and he was telling us of the dogs because the dogs are like super nice and like they come up to you like, you'd pet them and hang
they're
out
all good,
and everything
but
like
then
that.
they go out and they're
they're in their fucking element, dude. He goes, it's like out there by the property line. He goes, there's a carcass of a coyote out there
that they killed.
Yep.
Wow.
Because they protect, right? They protect the land.
Yeah, you got too close, bud. He was probably, if it was just one, he was probably just a scout.
He said that, he goes, and I knew it was the dogs. He goes, because he was like, they have a little bit of blood on their paws and everything like that. See, like dried up blood.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, God.
That's crazy they don't feed them. That's like the paleo diet for dogs. They're just out there.
Dude, they were
just
monster
hunting
dogs
like a pack
too,
of wolves.
dude. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting in touch with their ancestral self.
Yeah. He said that he's like, they do have food for them. He's like, but they leave it out and it doesn't get eaten because they eat other shit out there.
Yeah. They're like, nah, I don't need that.
Yeah. Whoa. He was like, sometimes they get into the trash. He goes, he's like, but they're outside dogs. They get into the trash.
They can get anything they want. They just get in the trash. Dogs all like getting in the trash. But maybe humans are just hella wasteful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And dogs
we are.
What the fuck? Come on.
Yeah.
I remember
a long time ago when I was making breakfast one time and I dropped the eggshell after cracking an egg. I dropped the eggshell on the ground and fucking Dutch just goes over.
Yeah.
Actually,
I've heard the eggshell has a lot of good shit for you.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh shit, I should, I was like, hey, is it good for a dog to eat an eggshell? I was like, oh yes, it's fine for a dog. It's good for their coat and blah, blah, blah. They can eat the whole egg if they wanted to eat the whole egg. I was like, oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I see some of those videos of people who have dogs and they feed them like
the raw diets and
raw
stuff
meat
like that. Yeah.
And eggs and
mix it all in together like one whole thing.
Yeah.
Like they'll put I seen this one, like it was because again, Duchess is a Corso. And I was like, what do we feed these bad boys? Like to get it beefy and meaty and strong. Because I'd seen this is one fucking dog I follow on Instagram. His name's Bruce Wayne. All black Corso.
Oh, okay.
And he is like, he looks like Batman.
Batman with the ears.
With the ears and everything like that. And he is big, bro. Like he makes Duchess look tiny.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, what kind of food does he eat? And then the guy was like, on another YouTube video, he's like, oh yeah, he eats a raw diet and this and that. And I saw like someone had a raw diet for their dog. And it was like a bunch of weird ass shit dollar. It was like raw beef, ground beef, like steak beef and then ground beef. And then like a sheep's eyeball.
Yeah, I know.
Some egg yolk.
These are the videos I've seen.
Yeah. A whole egg in there, and then like they'll put some like vegetables and stuff in there, but they don't put too much because they said the fiber is like
dude. And the videos are always like mukbang, like the dog's like just eating it up, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah.
Well, dogs are different. They have a totally different digestive. They're not meant to eat the shit we feed them for sure. You know what I mean? Processed foods.
No.
Same with us, humans and dogs.
Well,
same
grains and everything like that, and they're not supposed to have those kind of things and. Yeah.
The fact that a dog, they can get sick from eating certain processed foods that we have.
Yeah.
But they can go eat a dead bird and be fine. Bro, they're fine. No problem.
Yeah. I remember that was one time.
That's wild.
When I had gone out to Tier's parents' house in Elizabeth, and I brought Duchess, and there was a dead bird in the backyard. No. And Dutch was like, oh, grabbed it. And I was like walking with it. I was like, I'm like crunching it. I'm like, no. I like ran over there and like, I was like, it's like, smacking her nose. Like, dude, take that out. Take that out of your mouth. And she's like, wow. She's like, spit it out. You're like, oh. There's another time too. God. Dude, this was the most amazing thing ever. And this is when I first got Duchess. And I was with Tira and we went to a walk. And I'm walking with Duchess, and there's this bird that was on the ground, like chirp, 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 chirp.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, I told you the story. And like fucking, I was like, oh, Duchess, she's gonna smell it, and Duchess just goes, ow. I'm like, whoa, did she fucking get it? I was like, did she get it?
The bird like disappeared.
Yeah, the bird was gone. I was like, Duchess, and all of a sudden she opened her mouth, and this bird just goes, like flew out of her mouth, and I was like, fool.
That's like out of a cartoon, dude. It's like straight up out of a Saturday morning cartoon.
It's like Duchess is like, get the fuck out the way. Ow.
It just holds them.
It hold us.
Doesn't swallow them.
Didn't swallow them. Didn't chew anything. It was probably like in there, like the bird was probably panicking in her mouth. And
she's having a blast. This
and
is
she
hilarious.
Was like, ah. And there was another time too, like again, that's when we lived back there where that wallaby escaped, right? There's tons of snakes, right?
Wild zoo adventures with
bull snakes, rattlesnakes too.
Yeah.
Gardener snakes, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Another time we're on a walk and Duchess, there's a snake, good sized snake, about 2 foot.
Okay.
And it's like slithering on the sidewalk and everything. I was like, leave it alone, dude, leave it alone. She's all and then she like grabs the tail. And like the snake like reaches back and she's like, like
gets out the way.
Yeah, they have like quick reflexes, right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, and she was like, pa! And she hit it with her paw, and the fucking snake was like curled up and
got all fucked up.
I was like, oh god, damn it! God, that just come on. You're just like,
wow. You ever seen the videos of cats evading snakes?
Dude, their reflexes are ridiculous.
Cats have insane reflexes because dogs have really fast reflexes, and you've seen videos of like those boxing matches where a cat's like brrr, like 6 times and the dog's like like trying to get away, and they have fast reflexes. Cats have insane reflexes.
Like the videos where you see like the snake going like, and the cat's like
the craziest thing is the cat will be so confident, so close. It'll be an inch away from the snake. Like, what are you going to do? And the snake's like, it's all.
Yeah. Fucking wild, dude. Yeah.
You're just like, damn. Cats are ridiculous with reflexes. I wonder if there's anything that has faster reflexes than cats. It's unbelievable.
Ricky Tikki Tavi, dollar.
You know what weird?
The monkeys.
Yeah, we talked about this before. You know what freaks me out, though, is cats' pupils. Domestic cats.
Yeah.
It was ever since I saw that video, I never noticed that like lions, tigers, panthers, name the cats, they all have circles for pupils, just like we do. Why do cats have slits? The only other things that have slits are reptiles.
Yeah, but like when they're fully dilated, they're circles. That's how I was joked around with with Sinatra. Sinatra.
Whereas a snake doesn't get like that?
Nah.
Can't. Okay.
And so like Sinatra, like when cats are playful, their eyes go.
Oh, I know. It's so, right. And it is cute.
You call them dinner plates. Like, oh shit, dinner plates. Because, that's when they're like fucking on like a tear and they're having the zoomies and just like,
ears are back.
Yeah. They're like, motherfucker. Like, just, and just
running
like,
up walls.
God. Yeah. And cats are hilarious because like it'll happen randomly. That a cat will get zoomies. Like a dog will get zoomies, but that's when you're fucking playing with them.
Yeah. Right.
But a cat, it's like, oh, I'm just fucking energized now. I've been sleeping all day.
Yeah. Cats are really insane. If I wasn't allergic to them, I'd be fascinated more to spend time around them because the way that they roll, dude, they're so different. Yeah. I told you about it. I had a great relationship with a cat that was a half feral cat.
Yeah.
That wasn't even my cat. Like just started bringing birds to my doorstep.
Yeah.
And would just drop them off as gifts like over and over. And I was like, I knew what it was. I knew it was, trying to become friends. So eventually I started giving it food and water and then stuck around. Then eventually it let me get close to it, which took a long time. And then once I got close to it, it like let me pet it a little bit. And I remember the first time I just ran my hand across his back and it was like, and did like one of those like purrs or whatever. And then I brought the cat inside and I died. And then came back from allergies.
Yeah. You're like, okay, I guess I'm not
I saw the light. No, I was so jacked, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it. Me.
Yeah.
And I'm super allergic to cats. This is a feral cat living outdoors.
With dust.
Everything.
And what is it? Dander.
Oh, everything.
Like crazy. Yeah.
Called the cat Shyly.
Okay.
Because she was very shy and timid and stuff. But I mean, out there and fucking beast, just killing animals and dropping them on the porch. Never stopped doing that, by the way, the whole time I had the cat. But where it got real tricky was I had her inside for the better part of a year, and my allergies completely went away.
Yeah, because you get used
Wasn't even allergic to her.
Yeah.
One time, she got out, came back,
all that dander,
started over again.
Yeah,
and she ran away regularly.
Yeah,
she would vanish for periods. Always welcome her back.
She's a gypsy dollar.
She was till one day she just didn't come back.
Yeah,
and I'm scared. I don't know what happened. There's no coyotes there where
some other Tony Dollar found her and took her inside too.
Started a new life, and that's just what she does.
Yeah,
she's a gypsy, just hitting up different humans. She's dropping birds on somebody else's porch. And that's the weird thing to think about. Is so long ago that cat's not alive anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's our cat growing up, right? My cat growing up was Chrysia, and that was our first ever cat that we had. Any pet that we had, and my stepdad got it for my mom, and he just grew to love us and grew to love me, and I loved cats. I started loving cats. I loved cats all the time. We got Chrysia, and at the time, it was normal. People caught their cats declawed all the time.
Yeah. Oh, so horrendous.
And so now nobody does that anymore because everybody found out what's going on. It's literally taking a knuckle off.
Yeah.
Of your hand. So like this part of your hand, gone.
Just gone.
Yeah. That's the cat's claw. It's part of its finger.
Sure.
Right. And so anyways, yeah. So we had her declawed. But she was savage, bro. Chrissy would still kill birds and mice and bring them in. And like, I remember there was like one time when we finally moved into a house, like when I was a freshman in high school, we bought our first house. Right.
Yeah.
And in this backyard, there was a tree, and in the tree was like a little nest. And then, Chrissy was like, what's up there? She like went up the tree and like was looking in, and obviously there's eggs and stuff in there.
Dinner.
And the fucking birds, the birds are like, what the fuck are you doing? Dive bombing on her.
Wow.
Trying to, get her away. She didn't like that. One bird came and dive bombed her. Like you said, they're quick as reflexes. She was like, grabbed it, bam, to the ground. Fucking killed the bird.
Wow.
Because she didn't have front claws, right? So what she does is she
just grabbed it without claws.
Yeah, she grabbed it though, and she has back claws, right? And so she grabbed it and just shredded the fuck out of it with her back claws. You just saw feathers go.
Dude, that's the thing with cats. Yeah, you don't want a cat to get especially like a mountain lion. Remember that guy who killed the adolescent,
one,
or whatever,
choked it out. Yeah.
That's how they'll fuck you up, because if they get a hold of you and then it's their legs. Same with kangaroos, actually.
Yeah,
that's why kangaroos are terrifying. They fuck people up.
But yeah, that's what she did. She would just kill, and Chrissy would get in fights all the time. I think that's what I told on the podcast one time too, that she'd always get abscesses on her head, and the vet was like, "Your cat is wild." He was like, not in those words, but he was usually cats that don't have any claws, kind of go away from a fight. They'll have scratches on their hindquarters and everything from being attacked.
Your cat didn't give a fuck.
He was like, your cat doesn't give a fuck.
Dang.
He's like, it just wants to be a part of this life, and this is your cat's domain.
Yeah. Wow. Damn. It's so good to be back, Pierce.
Yes, sir.
Back at it again. It's episode 224. I think Lacey McDonald's going to join us soon.
Okay.
Got some guests coming up.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to it. I was sick a week. You were off it, having reggae adventures. But we are back in the state of Colorado doing the damn thing with shitty education.
Yes. And with that dollar, it is a wrap. Cheers.